I was just looking through Volume 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. I decided to sit down, reread Volume 1, just to see how much Ishida foreshadowed for the future events of Tokyo Ghoul. Since, as I think everybody knows by now, I love Tokyo Ghoul, and we all know Ishida put some beautiful symbolism and meaning along with foreshadowing for future events. And it's been said time and time again, I've even brought up where part 1 of Tokyo Ghoul has hinted at stuff that's going on currently in Tokyo Ghoul Re. So, I decided to sit down and read Volume 1. Well, if you have been on Twitter tonight, you've probably been seeing me constantly posting different things that just kind of hint at future events of Tokyo Ghoul. Now, as I read, I came across something very suspicious that caught my eye. Since I was paying close attention to the symbolism and stuff, or anything that could have hidden meaning, I was paying attention to character interactions. And as I read the chapter, or these chapters, 9 chapters in total in this, which I read another chapter afterwards, chapter 10 in another volume, I see a characteristic from a character that is very strange. I see Hide put his hand on his cheek like this. Either it's like this or like this. He always puts like a finger or his hand on his cheek. Doesn't really matter the side. And this happened on chapter 2, which I'll show the picture on the screen for you can see it for yourself. Now, after I saw this, I didn't think much about it because it was the first time I saw it in volume 1. Then I went to chapter 7. Then I saw it again, and I'm like, what? Yeah, I see it again. I'm like, whoa, what? And then I go to chapter 8. I see it in the flashback for the first time that Kaneki meets Hide. And I see the scratching again. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what the fuck? And then chapter 10, which I read extra in volume 2, you once again see it. You see the scratching. So, seeing this constantly in the span of 10 chapters, I'm like, whoa, there's a fucking pattern here. I went back to each individual dialogue of these. And if you look at the situation of when Hide does the scratching on his cheek, it's when either he's being asked a difficult question or something important to what is going on in the story. Like, for instance, the dialogue with Nishiki and Mintoka and stuff, and then how, he's like, oh, this is, the first time you met each other, but then he scratches his, side of his cheek. And he was saying that to Nishiki and Kaneki. Then, in chapter 8, with the first time that Kaneki meets, in that, we see it to where he starts talking about his family, like how he just moved here, has no friends, and then he scratches his cheek. So, let me explain where I'm going with this. If you do not know, Hide, he let us know later on in the middle part of Tokyo Ghoul Part 1 that Kaneki has a habit. He has a habit of putting his hand on his chin. And when he does that, he's lying about something, or he's not telling the full truth. Which is very ironic how Kaneki is the one to do this, but Hide is also showing a similar pattern when he's either nervous or it looks like he's trying to fudge the truth a little bit. Now, as I posted this on Twitter, my findings, Chibi pointed out in the post I made, says, like, didn't Hide do that as well for when he saw Kaneki in Centipede mode at the end? Like, towards the end of part 1 where, we thought Kaneki died and then Arima killed him, and we think Hide is dead. Didn't Hide do the exact same thing? So I'm like, whoa, did he? So I went back, I went through the chapters, I went to chapter 136, since Chibi mentioned. So I go reading it, and I see if that pattern, that's a pattern. What, chapter 2, 7, 8, and 10? No fucking way. That's way too many times in a little span of time. And then, this important moment, we get that same exact thing? No. Pattern. So, is Ishida trying to let us know that Hide was saying, or lying, that he didn't want to help Kaneki? I'm gonna ask you, Chibits, right now. I don't know if this appears anymore in Tokyo Ghoul Part 1. I just read chapters 1 through 10 and saw all that, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. And then Ishida told me to go look at the final battle, because didn't something like that similar happen? Go to the final battle, you see Hide do that, he says that dialogue, what the fuck? Does that mean he didn't want to help Kaneki? Does that mean that all this, is it implying that Hide, he has some form of secret family or something? On chapter 8, it implies that. Like, he just moved here, he has no friends, and he's nervous about something or whatever. And then all of a sudden, somehow he talks about how, like, you know, Nishiki and Kaneki, this is their first time meeting, and it seems like he's lying about it. Or then the one part to where he talks about, you know, Toka, is like, oh, I feel like Toka was beside me the entire time, and as you know, that's when, what happened with Nishiki and stuff. So, okay, something very strange. So, I just wanted to point that out. I want to leave it to you, Chibits, if you know any more details that I don't know about, but that's crazy. I cannot believe that. Just picking up Volume 1 and I see something, a pattern like that, holy shit. What else does Ishida have hidden in these pages that I don't know about is beyond me. But yeah, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.